Hi everyone. Welcome to my pile of shame. So I recently moved. There's been a lot of stress and just a lot of things to do surrounding the move, which means unpacking and organizing my clothes has been neglected severely, to put it lightly. This has been stressing me out every single day since we've been here that it hasn't been resolved yet. But it ends today, because today I'm gonna go through all of the clothes and shoes and accessories I own, organize it all, everything here, and find storage solutions for everything, which will make it super easy and functional to get dressed. Despite this absolute mayhem, I do highly value having a very well-organized closet in general. That is part of why this is stressing me out so much. This is crazy. And I do have a pretty clear vision of how I'm going to transform this from utter chaos to a super tidy, organized, easy to look through and easy to maintain closet. And I'm also hoping that throughout this video I can share some useful insights on how you can also maximize your own wardrobe organization. You may not trust me now, but by the end, I hope you will. All right, our first step is just to actually get all these boxes open and unpacked and sort everything based on how it will need to be stored. My storage categories are 1, things that must be hung up, 2, things that cannot be hung up, and 3, things that could go either way. And where they end up will depend on what storage is available to me. For the things that need to be hung up, I'm gonna try to hang them as I go. And then for the other things, I'm gonna try to at least sort them into neat little folded piles. We're locked in, we got this. I do feel like some music or a nice podcast might help. If you're wondering what my distinctions are for hanging versus folding clothing, I try to hang everything that wrinkles super easily or would just get all misshapen if I scrunched it in a drawer. So for me, that's generally dresses, blouses, button-ups, and skirts. I also hang outerwear like jackets and coats, and even some vests. Some of it is just kind of arbitrary, but mostly it's based on specific qualities of the clothing. The hanging section also includes my Halloween shirt I thrifted last fall that I was very stoked to find. Perfect timing, and I have already worn it twice since unpacking. I was also very stoked to find my slippers. I had really been missing them around the house, and I did put them on immediately. I think that's my first tip in this video, actually. If you have the kind of closet situation where you often find yourself losing things within your closet, taking it all out and going through every single item will A, definitely help you find those missing things, and B, also give you a clean slate so you can go back in and organize more intentionally. I know it might not look like it, but we are making progress already. Also, by the way, this is not just a clothes dungeon, this empty room we're in right now. The plan is for this to be my home office / filming studio. And since I'm constantly filming my clothes and my outfits, it just made sense for me to use the closet in this room. I think a lot of people know there are certain clothes that should be hung up to keep their shape, but something I didn't know until more recently in my adult life is that there are also things that actually need to be folded to keep their shape. The items I have in mind are specifically knit sweaters, which can become stretched out from hanging, so that's an item I'm sorting into my folded storage pile. That said, I also hung my knit sweaters for years and never really noticed an issue with them. So I don't know. I think it's useful to know the ideal storage for different types of fabrics and materials, but also at the end of the day, you just need a system that works for you and for your daily life. You don't have to mess up a more intuitive organization system just because something else is technically correct. This is all to say, I aim for proper storage, but if some of my choices aren't aligned with that, it's probably just because how I'm doing it makes things easier for me. And closet organization should make your life easier, not more complicated. If you're wondering about the other items I don't hang, I generally store my long and short sleeve t-shirts, basic tank tops, pants, short skirts, and shorts in drawers. This is really just because I've always done it this way. I guess I just don't have a good way to hang shorts or short skirts. It's never occurred to me to hang pants, and basic tanks and t-shirts just feel weirdly casual to hang. Although they're also stretchy, so maybe it also just makes sense to fold them. Honestly, I would love to hear if you all store certain items in the same way I do or differently, because I feel like a lot of the way I store things just comes down to it's what I've always done and how I was taught to do it. Like as a little kid, my parents would never put a t-shirt on a hanger or put a dress in a drawer, so I just don't either. And I'm curious if everyone learned it the same way, or if any of you learned it differently, or maybe you learned one thing but then switched to another. I am so curious to hear about your clothing storage habits. All right, feeling better already. Sorry you can't see in here that well, but everything that is meant to be hung is hung up. While we're here, now feels like a good time to tackle the bags because there are also a bunch of hooks in here against the wall. Is there oh. That could have been on this whole time. I also have these over the door hooks, so we're just gonna see if I can get all the bags to fit neatly on those. Down here is everything that will not be hung. The pile looks a lot bigger than it is because I'm back here. But if I come closer to you, see, it's not that bad. The thing is, I don't have a dresser yet, so we might have to be scouring Marketplace, or we might have to find another solution in the meantime. Either way, we're making progress. Now let's go have a little rest, shall we? We deserve it for all our hard work so far. I gotta say, y'all, this move has had many very stressful elements. But the thing that has been completely stress-free to set up and truly stress-relieving to sleep on is our new mattress from Helix. Today's sponsor, Helix, makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs. My partner and I took the sleep quiz to find the model that would be the perfect fit for both of us. We were matched with the Midnight Luxe, which is also the most popular model, and I see why, because it has been incredible. I mean, I knew this would be an upgrade from our previous mattress, but I did not fully realize how huge of an upgrade. Like, I have had struggles falling asleep my entire life, and for the first time ever, I find myself genuinely excited to go to bed at night. I feel so supported, yet so cozy. I've already noticed that I don't wake up with the stiffness I had with my previous mattress. I love this thing, man. I don't know what to say. And for the record, so does my partner, and we are both very picky people. Helix is also the most awarded mattress brand, and in their Whisper study, 82% of participants saw an increase in their deep sleep cycle. So you don't just have to take my word for it. The mattress also shipped very promptly right to our door. It was so quick to unbox and set up. Plus, you get a 100-night sleep trial to test your mattress and ensure it's the perfect fit. And if you don't absolutely love it, their movers will come remove it right from your room for free. So if you're in the market for a new mattress perfectly tailored to your needs, definitely check out Helix through the link below. And if you're ready to buy, there is a fall savings event going on right now that gets you 20% off site-wide. All right, I really don't want to get up, but let's get back to the closet organization. All right, I also got a little hot chocolate to help fuel me through this task. And now it's time to start organizing. I'm gonna start with the hanging items because I've already got them there. And something I always do that I think makes navigating my closet so much easier is I then organize everything hanging in my closet by type of item. Blouses together, jackets together, skirts together, etc. I've already kind of been trying to hang them in that arrangement while I've been putting things in here, but imperfectly. So now let's really get it nailed down. I try to do this as precisely as possible, so it's not just tops together, it's like blousey tank tops together, short sleeve blouses together, then long sleeve blouses, then long sleeve button-ups. You get it. This is basically the organizing idea of a place for everything and everything in its place applied within my closet. So instead of the place for everything just being the closet, each specific item has a section in which it belongs. This way, I never have to look for anything in my closet or remember where I put it because I have this system I can rely on that tells me where everything will be. How did this happen? I didn't do this. Oh god, everything's falling. It's okay. I can do it. I also try to put like categories next to each other. So like I said, I do tank tops, then short sleeves, then long sleeves, then jackets in that order. I sort my dresses in order by length. So the sections are not just precise, but also in an intuitive order, which again, just makes it very easy and natural to navigate. Okay, this already feels much better. A couple more things I do to keep the hanging clothes in my closet feeling really neat and tidy and easy to look through. One, only one clothing item per hanger. I know it's tempting to just stack them, but if you find yourself with too many clothes for the number of hangers you have, you gotta either get rid of some of the clothes or get some more hangers. Both are fine, but find a solution, because if you have a million things stacked together, you're not gonna be able to see them. You're never gonna be able to find them, and you're gonna struggle to navigate your closet. The only exception I have to this is skirts. I will drape two skirts on one hanger, one on each side. They fit well this way. Neither one is stacked on top of the other, so they're pretty easy to look through. Although I think I also started doing this
because I didn't have enough hangers. So it might be even better to just simply give each skirt its own hanger. Okay, second thing I do, keep all my loose hangers in the same place. I put them all in the middle like this, because if I just have loose, empty hangers all throughout the closet, you can never find a hanger when you need one and you're putting your laundry away. And then when you're trying to get dressed, you're busy like sorting between what's actually clothes and what's just loose hangers. And if you keep them all together, you know everything else is clothes. The third thing that helps keep my closet organized is to have matching hangers. I am actually failing at this currently. As you can see, I have these velvet ones and these black plastic ones. For many years, I had only the black plastic ones, and that worked so well for me because when you have a bunch of different hangers that are all mismatched, they're slightly different shapes, they're slightly different heights, they're different colors, the hangers become a distraction from the clothes, and you end up like sorting through hangers when you're trying to get dressed instead of just sorting through your clothes. Whereas when all your hangers are the same, you're just looking at clothes and they're all being presented to you in the exact same way. Plus, having them all be the exact same shape literally just makes it that much easier to push through them instead of having to go up and down and around it, like reach in. It makes a huge difference for me. Right now, I do have two different types of hangers because basically I wanted to switch to the velvet ones, but they're just more expensive. And I was like, I don't need to do that all at once. So what I did in my last place and what I'm going to do again here is use certain types of hangers for certain types of garments so that the sections of the closet will at least all be the same type of hanger. So like all the dresses will be on velvet hangers and all the jackets will be on plastic hangers. I'm sure you don't need to watch me rehanger everything. So I'm going to do that off camera. Our next step is to sort through all the things I didn't hang up. Some of which might now go in here and others of which are going to have to find a different solution. Okay. Time to deal with the remaining stuff on the floor. Honestly, I feel like part of why it has taken me so many days to deal with this room at all is that I knew I didn't have the storage I needed to store all these things. I knew some things could hang and I knew I wouldn't know what to do with the rest of this. However, not knowing your storage solution yet doesn't mean you can't at least start trying to organize and figure it out. Because also, I'm not gonna know what storage I need until I organize everything and know where it needs to go. So right now, I'm just going to go through all this and organize it in 2 piles, very specific piles. We're going to get t-shirts, we're going to get pants, we're going to get shorts. We're also going to put the accessories in their own spot, sweaters, sweatshirts, just everything like with like, so I can at least see what we're working with. And also so it's like folded and stacked neatly instead of like this, you know? Okay, let's do it.
This section is kind of harder than the hanging clothes because those were all being stored in the same way, whereas a lot of these will have to be stored in different ways. We have pants and t-shirts, which I normally fold. We have socks and swimwear, which have to go in a drawer or container. We have summer clothes, which I don't really need out at all at this point. We have pajamas, which don't really need to be in with my closet at all, but still need somewhere to go. We also have assorted accessories of all different kinds. Belts, scarves, hats, all of which will need to be stored differently. This assortment was definitely a little overwhelming, but my best tip for organizing an overwhelming array of lots of different types of clothing is just to break them up into smaller chunks as best as you possibly can, and then just try to find a spot for each chunk within your closet. For example, one of my chunks was cold weather accessories, like hats and mittens, and I found an old tote bag I don't use much, so for now I just tucked all the hats in that bag on the floor. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be functional, and I can always get a nicer little basket or something later. Don't let the absence of a cute little basket stop you from organizing your stuff, even if you just have to put it in random bags at first. Another chunk was sweatshirts, and since I had more hangers left, I hung those. Then I had my sweaters. I knew I didn't want to hang those, but I had room on these shelves to stack them. By looking at individual chunks of my wardrobe, instead of trying to find space for everything all at once, I was able to find homes for many more pieces within the space and tools that I had.
Hi everyone. It's day 2, and we've made a lot of progress. I added some more things to my hanging storage. I've narrowed down the non-hanging storage to just these 3 containers. This one is pants, this one is tops, that's summer clothes, and this is like pajamas / loungewear. I have also acquired a small set of drawers. I actually had this already, it was in my car, but I didn't think it was gonna be able to fit all the clothes I needed to store, but now that I have this narrowed down, I think it's possible. This is going to be an exercise in maximizing efficient storage with the containers you have available. I already have this plastic bin. I think I'm going to try to put summer off-season things in here that I just know I cannot wear in the coming months. Then I'm going to try to put my pants and my t-shirts in the little set of drawers, along with things like socks and underwear. And then I think I'm going to store the pajamas and loungewear in the bedroom, because those don't really need to be in with my clothes I actually wear out. And I'm hoping if we like rearrange all the containers that are accessible to me right now, we can make this work. So let's see. Okay, update. I was a little delusional. There's no way this is all gonna fit in these drawers. They're sort of deceptively small for how bulky the furniture item is. I don't know how to justify this to myself. The point is, this isn't going to work. So we're gonna need to pivot. Here's what I'm thinking. The pants do stack quite nicely in a pile on top of this. I didn't want to stack them up on the shelves in the closet because I thought they would be like too high up and hard to reach through for something I need to wear every single day. But what if I put this in the closet, then I stack these on top of it, this serving as sort of a lower shelf, and then maybe the tops and undergarments can fit in here, or maybe we'll need another shelf. I don't know. Let's try it.
In a shocking twist, I did end up fitting everything in here that I had hoped to, but it was quite squashed, and since I had extra hangers and extra shelf space, I ended up switching some things around at the last minute, which is also very much par for the course when closet organizing. Everything probably won't work exactly as you had envisioned, but you can always adapt your plan to the confines in which you're working, and changing course to suit the space and storage you have is probably going to work out better than trying to force a specific system that doesn't make sense for your space or the way you use your clothes.
All right, look at this. Nothing outside, nothing on the floor. My closet is fully organized. I think this calls for a full detailed tour, don't you? So on the hanging rack, we have everything in a pretty precise, intuitive order. If you ask me, we've got long coats, then shorter jackets, then long sleeve button-ups, then short sleeve button-ups, then short sleeve t-shirts, which I moved to the hanging rack to make more room for other things in the drawers. Like I said, I've never hung my t-shirts before, so this might be an interesting adjustment. When I had a dresser that just had all my t-shirts in it, I tended to often default to going to the dresser to get dressed and wearing a t-shirt like every day. So I wonder if having them mixed in with my other tops will actually make me wear my other tops more, because I'll remember them because they're all in the same place. Then we have interesting layering pieces, blousey tank tops, short sleeve blouses, long sleeve blouses, and vests. Then over here, we have my dresses and one jumpsuit. And these are all organized by sleeve length and also length of the dress. So we have short sleeveless dresses, then short dresses with sleeves, then long sleeveless dresses, and then long dresses with sleeves. Finally, on the end over here, we have skirts, and those don't have much length to them when they're hanging, which is perfect to accommodate the little set of drawers over here. Some may say this is overstuffed and the hangers don't have enough space, but to them, I would say that's all the space my closet has. So it's gonna have to do. Some of these items will also definitely need a good de-wrinkling, a good steaming perhaps, before I can wear them. But that's a chore for another day. Then up here we have my pullover sweaters, my cardigans, and my sweater vests. In the middle, we have my one brimmed big straw hat. Then up here, we have my sweatshirts. I moved these up here instead of having them on the hanging rack because they're quite bulky and I don't actually wear them that often on like a daily basis, so it's okay that they're slightly harder to access. And then that made more room for the t-shirts on the hanging storage, which made more room for other things in the drawer storage. All the puzzle pieces come together. Down here, I didn't even talk about shoes in this video because I just sort of came across them throughout the unpacking and just put them all down here. as I went, but all my shoes are just in rows on the floor. That works for me. If you have less floor space, a shoe rack shelf thing also works great. I did that in my last place. There are many ways to adapt your storage to the space you have. Over here, I also have my little bag of winter hats. Hopefully, as it gets colder, I'll get a better container for those, or maybe a more accessible display, but this is perfectly functional for now. I've also got some bags up here on these hooks. The least used are in the back. And we also have a couple hats, belts, and scarves interspersed. The hats, bags, scarves, and belts are less separated by category because I realized if I just stacked all my scarves in one place and all my bags in one place and all my hats in one place, I wouldn't actually see all the different options I had. Whereas if they're all sort of dispersed around on the hooks, I can see everything a little more clearly. If you don't have a bunch of spread out hooks to put bags on, you could also line them up on a shelf, like these ones back here, or you could put them in like back of the door hanger storage, those closet cubby hanging storage. Again, many storage solutions out there to make things easier to keep track of. This is such a goofy angle. But finally, over here, we've got my tiny set of drawers, which has my pants on the top, socks tucked in here, long sleeve tees tucked in here, and underwear up here. And I have all the shoes on the other side of the closet so that the drawers can all pull out uninhibited on this side. There you have it. I may still play around with this, switch things around as I settle in here. Maybe later on we'll do an even better, even more neat and organized and beautiful closet upgrade video. But so far, this is working for me with what I had. So I hope it helps give you some motivation and or helpful guidance or tips to do the same in your closet if it's in need of a little organization. You may also be noticing, now that we have tackled the closet, the rest of this room is pretty empty. Honestly, it's kind of depressing in here right now, so I'm really gonna have to bring the home office / filming setup to life. If you would like to see a video making over this room, let me know. And in the meantime, please bear with me with whatever filming setup I cobbled together for the next couple weeks. Oh, and I heard if you do watch more videos in the coming weeks or ones I've already made, leave a comment and subscribe. Next time you reorganize your closet, you'll find the perfect seasonal item just in time to wear it.